Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Catch Up Japan. With us today, only the girls, the boys, Alan and Kai are not here today, but we have Kumi with us and Jippa.
Hi, Jibo in the background.
We will start off with the vocabulary.
Yep, today I brought two Japanese vocabulary, which is related to talking about rain, since we had a lot of rain here. I'm in Tokyo right now, though. So I'm gonna ask, firstly, have you ever heard the word amaashi?
Amaashi. Nope.
Okay, this is the first word I'm gonna introduce today. Amaashi, basic meaning is just rain, but if I translated it literally, means rain's food. Rain's food.
Okay.
Can you imagine rain has a food? Each drops has a food. I don't know. It's cute words, and the metaphorical meaning is strength of rain, or speed of rain cloud, or amount of rainfall. So you can say amaashi ga tsuyoi. Rain's footsteps are strong, meaning just it is raining strongly. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because raindrops. Sometimes people say they sound like steps, like the steps of the rain. Maybe that's where it comes from. If you're listening out.
Yeah.
How do you say it again?
Amaashi ga tsuyoi.
Amaashi.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
So since I brought so many kind of naughty word or kind of bad expression about someone on this podcast, I wanted to tell some beautiful expression in Japanese language. So this is kind of fancy word. I won't say today amaashi ga tsuyoi for my friends, but still not too formal word. You can hear that word on, for example, weather news if you turn on TV in Japan, or not too formal. So when you talk with your teacher or your client, you can say amaashi ga tsuyoi, and then they will impressed. Oh, that's beautiful Japanese word.
Amaashi ga tsuyoi. I will try to remember.
Yeah. If you say amaashi ga tonoku, tonoku means going far away. So we are imagining rain cloud has a footstep, and if it's going far away, means the rain become weaker.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's cute word. And let me show the second word shortly. The English meaning is actually there are so many expressions about rain in Japanese language. And I'm sure in English as well, but I don't know so many. I know it is raining cats and dogs.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, why it's cats and dogs, by the way?
About rain, though, it's just using rain as an expression.
We called that kind of rain guerrilla go. Guerrilla is Japanese pronunciation, but meaning is guerrilla. The soldier come up suddenly. Yeah, guerrilla. Yeah, guerrilla go, because that kind of rain comes suddenly, like a soldier attack, and then strongly hits the ground and gone.
Oh, so it's less cute, more forceful.
Oh, forceful means more
like
explain lighter blowing.
Forceful, like harder, yeah.
Heavier rain.
Heavier. There we go. That's the word.
So maybe it will go into rain season soon in Japan. So for audience who live in Japan, you will hear a lot of, you will hear to that vocabulary lots of times, I think.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to the rainy season.
Mm. True though.
Does
Just
Japan have
listen.
a quite wet summer?
Yeah, very humid. I I didn't feel uncomfortable too much because I just used to it. But since I've been Europe in summer season, I realized how humid summer is kind of tough to stay. I
Mhm.
can't. Mm.
Man. But what do we have in the news for today? Thanks, Kumi, for the vocab. We'll try to remember that. But yeah, what interesting things are happening in Japan today or this week?
I wouldn't really say interesting, but the first thing that came up in quite a few of the national news websites is that Japan's child population has fallen for the 39th straight year in a row to an all-time low. It's like 12%, I believe, the ratio of children to the overall population, and it's just below Korea, or is it South Korea, which is 12.4. I don't know, but I always heard about Japan having a really old population, but I never thought of it of like I never thought about the other side of the spectrum where children aren't being born as much. I
Yeah.
didn't realize it was a problem.
Yeah, Kumi, why do you think, I mean, as a Japanese person, why do you think people aren't having children?
I think
Um,
it's a really problem
you
actually.
mean, sorry, you mean why they don't have a second children?
Yeah, why don't Japanese people have any children or a lot of children?
I think most of the hugest reason is financial situation.
Mm,
Put children in education up to university is quite huge cost in Japan. Even worse, last 10 years or 20 years, the fee of education institution like university not depends on public or anyway, like any kind of university fee is going increase.
mm-hmm.
And then on the other hand, the income of family is decreased. So that doesn't make sense to have a second children for them
So
as financial reason.
so it's just really expensive to have kids in Japan.
I think so, and that can be basic reason.
Mm-hmm.
It's saying here that the government has
And
set a goal for lifting the fertility rate. Um, by-
How do they do that?
well, they mentioned by the end of the fiscal 2025, so I feel like that's something to do with obviously the economy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, maybe if they make it cheaper to educate kids or, um, yeah, it'll help, I suppose. But I also heard that, like, a lot of Japanese men, um, like, they don't have any interest in love and that they stay home with their parents and they live with them and they're like 45 and single, but they don't have any interest in marrying or having any children.
That I
yeah, I think yeah, I've already talked about the reason why they don't have a second children, which mean I only talk about people who already get married. But I also yeah, also the percentage of getting married decreased. So
Mhm.
of course that's one of the reason. And then another reason, uh, especially in cosmopolitan area, it is very hard to find nursery while they are
Okay.
walking, while parents walking. A
Mhm.
lot of people waiting. Nursery will have a space to take another children. So that means they can't, especially mom
Mhm.
can't go back to her work again, and I feel pressure to have a second children.
Yeah.
Mm.
And Anna, is it different in the country? Do you know, is it like the same all over Japan? Uh,
um These numbers are gathered from all over Japan. It's not saying a particular
Yeah.
area.
Yeah.
Among the country's 47 prefectures, Tokyo was the only one that saw an increase in the number of children. So actually, the city might actually have a better chance at increasing their child population.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose because a lot of people move to Tokyo for work, because maybe it's also just there's more people in Tokyo now because of urbanization, so there's also more kids.
I
Wow.
wanted to have a brother or sister when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Well, sometime wanted to have a brother or sister. I also enjoy the benefits of being lone children, though.
There are perks and disadvantages to both.
Yeah, there definitely are. Wow. Okay. Well, yeah, that's well, let's just hope that Japan can somehow increase their child population.
On the other hand, the older population is having a lot of fun with at farmers markets because they're doing drive-through, like they're selling vegetables through a drive-through, which I thought was kind of cool in the corona situation. So this is happening in West Tokyo. Basically, there's farmers who are lining up on the side of the road, and people just drive by, buy bamboo, zucchini, different vegetables. Opens at 10 a.m. and you can buy all sorts of things: tomatoes, turnips. And people are actually really enjoying it. The reviews are like, they really like it.
Oh, that's
So, are they standing beside that instant shop, or do we need to just pay on this shop, like box of money?
It's kind of like a swap, like swapping money for vegetable. Just like
okay, so there's a staff or some family to sell, not non-people selling.
It's the actual
things.
farmers. Of course, everyone's wearing masks, but it's as good as you can get in the situation.
So kind of
That's
like
nice.
a fast food drive-through, but healthy farm food instead of instead of fries and burgers.
I mean, buying vegetables in supermarket is super expensive, especially in Tokyo, and people are kind of picky, so there are only beautiful shaped veggie in supermarkets. But I don't care if I can get big one. I think I love it. I will love it. Not so far.
Yeah, vegetables from co-ops and farmers, I feel like are better. They're worth your money. Does that make sense? Yeah, better value, even if they don't look pretty. So I think that's a pretty good idea. I mean, because they still need to make money.
Yeah.
And speaking of vegetables and nature, I don't know if I'm linking this very smoothly, but there's another article that I found about the murder hornets of Japan. Apparently, they are now starting to terrorize the bees on the coast of Washington in America. So, the thing that was most interesting about this article was, yes, it mentioned that there's these hornets from Japan, very dangerous. They're killing the bees. But two things were interesting actually. The bees in America are killing these hornets by suffocating them with their own body heat. So they kind of like hug it till it dies. But then the other strange thing in this article, I don't know how it's obviously related, but they started mentioning about how in Japan they use these hornets for alcohol beverages to like give it an extra kind of tang, bit of extra taste, and also they deep fry it, put it on skewers, and eat it nice and crunchy.
Oh.
Ew. Yeah, that's shocking. In the article, it says, yeah, I've read it since you sent it the article before. So they leave a warming, tingling sensation when eaten.
Surely that's not the
Ew.
is it?
I mean,
Well, what is the popular insects put in an alcohol bottle in your imagine? I've never had wasp in an alcohol bottle before, and then that's worst thing for me. Sounds worst sounds.
It's saying it's less popular than it used to be. I can't imagine why, but
I mean, I remember being in the Mount Fuji area and this guy was selling alcohol, and I don't know if it was this murder hornet, but there was like hornets or bees in the alcohol. And according to him, it's meant to help with performance in the bedroom for males. That's one of the benefits.
I think it's imagination effect.
Yeah.
I don't believe.
Who really knows?
but
Um,
but yeah, honeybees are killing the is this a new thing? Like they've discovered this recently, how to kill these hornets? Or
I don't think so, because I just remember the memory. I saw some animal show when I was a kid, and then tiny bees gathering together on the mother hornet, and it looks cute for me.
Yeah,
At
the concept,
least
but definitely isn't.
wow.
Yeah, I understand they are killing other creature, but I found that was cute. I just remember that image when I listened her story.
Well, it's like a little sauna for the hornet, but you know, they just end up dying.
Who knew?
I'm wondering warm, how much become warmer. Okay. Is hornet so weak on heat?
Well, I
I
mean,
don't
they
know.
must be sensitive to temperature. I mean, I'm not sure how hot they make it, but enough to kill it. Wow. But moving on to something that's a little bit less macabre, you know, a lot of attractions in Japan remain closed because of the coronavirus. Um, but if you are a roller coaster fan, you can now ride some of Japan's most famous roller coasters online. Um, so you've got theme parks like Tokyo Dome and Yomiuri Land and other Japanese theme parks posting videos of their roller coasters online, and you can enjoy it in the comfort of your living room. Yeah, I'm not sure how many people are taking them up on this, but you know, it's nice to know that these
Yeah,
are available.
I mean, they're trying. They're trying to make it fun
Yeah,
for us.
yeah,
and definitely leave the URL here, and I want to watch it too.
yeah. You can, I mean, if you kind of cover the sides of your eyes, so you take out your peripheral vision, you know, maybe it does really feel like you're riding on a roller
Yeah,
coaster.
if it supports VR viewing, VRs,
Oh yeah,
that would be very cool.
yeah. I think they have VR roller coasters in a lot of places. I think it's probably, you know, watching it on your laptop or TV is not as much of a 3D experience. But I think people are just also bored right now at home. So anything that can give a little bit of excitement or even entertain the kids for a bit is welcome.
Yeah, good for amusement park as well. But because I've heard if the staff don't use that facility
Yeah.
often, that can be how can I say that, corrupts, no, become old easily. Need
Mm.
to run at least, few times a day or something.
Yeah, yeah, because if they stay static for too long, it can be dangerous.
Yeah,
Roller
sometimes
coasters.
in another weather or
Yeah. But you know, with what is the progress? What's new on coronavirus in Japan?
uh, emergency statement was supposed to finish 6th May, but Prime Minister extended the state of emergency till 31 May. So, like I mentioned last week, this week was long bank holidays week. It's called Golden Week. The whole of Golden Week season become quarantine season. Lots of people couldn't go to trip, of course couldn't ride on the roller coaster. And then there is a scary movement, people criticize or judging each other if they move between prefectures and prefectures. Because it sounds like, hey, do you know the state of emergency is extended? Why you come to this prefecture from another prefecture? Something like that. And then I've heard news. Some people destroyed the car which has an outside the prefecture license card on the car, because they thought it should have come from other prefecture. But some people keep their car number or car license cards, even they're living inside a prefecture. Maybe it depends on insurance situation or family's car. With any kind of reason, they just keep other prefectures' names license cards. But some, not suitable people destroyed their car. And sadly, this is called taken number gari, means other prefecture numbers destroying. That word become trends on Twitter. So that's
quite extreme.
I know it's extreme side of story of this situation, but I don't want to see some people going crazy with the coronavirus situation. It feels like find out it.
On the bright side, I found out that you can't get infected twice. Now they've confirmed that you can only get infected once. So that's one part that's more light.
Yeah. Wow, people must be getting angry though. I mean, to destroy people's cars just, if it looks like they've crossed prefectures, that's pretty like a strong action for Japanese people.
You would expect
sounds
this
like
kind of thing in America.
Yeah.
Can I laugh? Well, still we won't be caught by police even I'm going outside. So of course people don't have a right to criticize the people who move in each prefectures. I'm standing the side, let's not going outside often, stay in the homes, but still we don't have a right to say, hey, you can't go outside, because government won't say that too. Just strongly recommended to not go outside, to not moving around Japan.
Yeah.
So now people started to have a private punishment between people, around people. That's danger sound.
Well, yeah, so the government is not doing anything, so they've taken it upon themselves to disperse or mete out justice on people. Ooh, wow.
Sounds like that.
That's kind of scary.
Yeah, it's shocking. Well, so related to corona situation, what going on in Japan, one of the university, huge one, is called Meiji Gakuin University, gives 50,000 yen to students to offer cost of digital classes. That's good news. Last week Anna mentioned some university opened the gate for students who doesn't have a good quality Wi-Fi or facilities to join online courses.
Yeah.
Major university just give money, please,
That's
prepare laptop or Wi-Fi.
I mean, it's a better solution in terms of the people that will use it wisely, but for those that won't, I guess open university is better.
Yeah, that's I won't say any university can do that for students because of financial, but I think better solution.
Yeah, I mean, some people will use it for school stuff. Some people will probably go shopping. But
I would buy lots of food with that money.
yeah, but I think it's also helping people who, well, university students who also maybe lost like part-time jobs.
Oh yeah, that's true. I'm not sure if any student can receive that money. Maybe they need to fill the form or something,
Oh, they have
like
to like
government paperwork. Not sure though, but still good solution.
they have to qualify to get the
I'm
money.
very. Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, it's nice of them. It's good that they're doing at least something rather than, just staying back and standing back and being like, hey, you're on your own. Because I know a lot
Mm-hmm.
of students are getting angry because, or are wanting, like, at least in the States, fees back or some money back because digital learning is not like living up to their standards, basically.
Yeah, I was thinking about it too. Not only for university. One of my friends who is in Ireland to study English, she was going to join some language school, private school, but now she started to have a online course, and she can't be satisfied with the quality of online lesson because teacher also not supposed to do online course, but
Yeah.
she's wondering if she can claim about it because not school fault.
Yeah.
This is, but she also feel like she's losing money. It
Yeah.
won't worth it, and
Yeah, a lot of money is being lost all over the place because of this whole pandemic.
Maybe we can switch to a better system. I never liked money anyway.
Yeah, go back to trading. You give me a loaf of bread, I'll give you, a pineapple, something like that.
I
I
can bake
also
bread. It'd work for me.
Or yeah, shoes. I can get some shoes, and you can get, a service of sorts, a tour planning service for some shoes.
Speaking
giving
of
that
shoes,
shoes.
you're more familiar with you guys are more familiar with that story, but I never knew that Japanese people have an obsession with sneakers, apparently, like limited edition sneakers.
Oh, is it Japan thing?
Yeah,
Is it
I mean,
really? It's not popular in the nation.
it's popular in America, but there's a there's a big industry in Japan with shoes.
I've had lots of friends who love sneakers. Oh yeah, I didn't know that it's Japanese
Yeah,
thing.
people are going crazy apparently. Like, uh, for limited edition sneakers, when they come out, like they'll line up from the night before, or they'll pay homeless people to keep their spot.
Yeah,
It Wow. Yep.
that's dedication.
Yeah, I think the article mentioned, one person who has about 200 pairs that he keeps at his parents' house, um, because, well, yeah, he just loves sneakers.
That's 400 like shoes.
That's 400 shoes. Yeah, in Japan, I mean, apartments and houses are not particularly big.
That's a
In
He
whole room
has
just for the shoes.
he has only two legs though. Wow.
Trying to be a centipede.
Wow.
One of my ex who loves New Balance sneaker. He only likes New Balance blonde sneaker.
Mm.
Not
He's
bad.
um he's collecting same series, different color, and sometimes gets seasonal design, and
Yeah.
even he sometimes import uh, limited design of US, something like that. And then that's not my business. I can't say that's ridiculous, but the problem was when we are using same entrance in the house. Sometimes I kicked his sneaker accidentally, not kicked, touched,
Yeah.
because we take our shoes off at the entrance. But my sneaker is regularly dirty because I'm using it. But
Yeah.
his sneaker is not used to it because he's keep it in small apartments. Sometimes my Daichi sneaker kicked his cream sneaker, and he angry at me. This is sneakers, Joe. It's not fair to angry at me. You should buy, dress case and decoration case or something for sneaker. That sounds ridiculous, though. But ended up breaking up with him. Dun, dun.
Yeah, well, people aren't really, they're not going out of their houses right now. So suppose they don't really have much use for shoes or limited edition sneakers at the moment.
Yeah.
But it's still
Wow.
happening. People are probably still. I think it's more like people that collect coins. Like
Yeah.
you can't use the coins, but they collect them.
Yeah. Sit on a shelf, look at them, take photos, show them to people, that sort of thing. But Kumi, what are people doing indoors now? Like they're playing.
People and Kumi is playing Nintendo Switch in quarantine season.
Yep.
Now Nintendo Switch is high demand and not enough of them. That's the last article we want to introduce today. Since we started to stuck in apartment, Nintendo Switch sell well in all over the world, not only in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
That's easy to imagine. Not only for Nintendo Switch, even software of Nintendo Switch go on sale, like a promotion happen. Discount promotion happen in the Nintendo eShop online shop.
Mm-hmm.
So now lots of people playing game, not only watching Netflix. And then the interesting thing I wanted to show from this article is some people some people selling Nintendo Switch with how can I say that, higher price, more than usual, more than price the Nintendo company set. Yeah, that's the same thing happened in masks industry as
Yeah,
well.
trying to get profit.
Yeah, like that. And the secondary, some crafty gamers even started to build their own knockoff Switch system from scratches.
Wow.
Yeah,
This is coming through.
yeah, that's the point. I'm surprised with this article. They are so serious to play.
I mean,
And then they have a time to scratch it.
They do. Me and Kai would love to have a Nintendo or any sort of game, just because we're going crazy in here.
Yeah, well, there's probably now a waiting list for Nintendo Switches, right?
Yeah. Waiting list. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, there are, maybe next week we can introduce a couple of online video games.
Yeah, for sure. We are back, and I have a question. This question has been on my mind since I first learned anything about Japanese culture. Obviously, coming to Japan made it even more interesting for me to find out. I always knew that putting chopsticks into food, like standing up, just like that, was frowned upon. Yeah, and I never knew exactly why. And I was wondering if there's a historical reason behind it.
This one first, right?
Yeah.
Because
Because I know that you should place it on the side, like, of the dish.
this is like so for podcast audience, I need to explain that this is look like in front of the grave there is a specific facility we put a stick type of perfume.
Incense.
Yes, it is, and then 2 or 3 stick into that ashtray, ash pot, to pray before playing for grave, and then putting putting chopstick on the rice looks very similar to that concept. So it's looks like some grave thing. That's the reason it's become rude or not suit for dinner table, lunch table.
That's really cool. It's from the Buddhist. It's a Buddhist custom, right?
Yes, it is exactly. So not only in Japan, in Korea, in China, people also doesn't like to do that.
Okay. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah. Does that answer your question?
It does. Now I am glad that I don't know. I never knew the reason, but I'm glad I still did it anyway. As in, still did it right.
Speaking of how to use chopstick or how to not use chopstick, there are more than 30 rules about chopstick in Japan. Yeah, unfortunately. And even each way to use chopstick has a name. Like the one we just talking about is called, I forgot.
Maybe
anyway,
we can go, in another episode, maybe we can go through some of the methods, because I'm not very good at using chopsticks.
Yeah, I think we can make a series about talking about chopstick, but some of the think has a specific reason why we or you shouldn't do that. Like this one, there is a background from history or Japanese nation culture.
Yeah.
But some of the others one just etiquette or our beauty sense of Japanese idea. Which is a beautiful way to use chopsticks, something like that. So, yeah, maybe I can share the two things. No, sorry, cancel. Yeah.
So it's not just for eating; it's also for doing something beautifully. To eat beautifully.
Aesthetics always in the background.
Yeah, but nowadays people are eating different things from Asian Japanese food culture. So some of rule of chopsticks even not suit for Japanese as well. So it's kind of controversial to talk about it, because some people say this is basic knowledge about using chopstick, or some people say who does care to how to use chopstick nowadays.
Yeah.
But
I think
unique.
it's part of culture that I want to know more about it.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm growing up with kind of strict grandma house. If it's talking about this, when I couldn't use chopstick proper, my grandma hit my head. No, sorry, not hit, but slap.
Yeah.
Well, that's a sign I need to find out what I'm doing now. What's wrong with it?
That's one way to make sure kids learn something.
Definitely the way to do it in Romania.
Oh, really?
So this time, so putting chopstick on a rice is, I think, worst taboo about chopstick. And there are second taboo. So let me give you tips how to not use chopstick. One more. The be careful of sorry. It's called. This is called. How can I say that?
Passing
Yes. So when you pass the food
between
from
chopsticks.
from chopsticks to chopstick, it's huge taboo in Japan, because this is similar action to pick the bone at the funeral in Japanese custom. So
like
can you
after
imagine that?
someone's been cremated.
Yeah, cremated bone. So yeah.
Oh, and then you pick up the bones.
Makes sense. I mean, it's very hard. Like, I can barely control the food with chopsticks, like to bring it to my mouth, let alone give it to someone else on another chopstick. So I can't.
So true. The this is only specific way to use chopstick. Except at a funeral, we never share the food with chopstick and chopstick. Even yeah, and at a funeral, even we use longer, thicker chopstick. So very skillful. So we don't have an idea to use that in dinner table. Even with I've never thought about let's do it. So yeah, like you said, who did it? I've never seen someone who did it too. And I'm wondering, do you do that with knife and fork as well, like a fork to fork or spoon to spoon? Who brought this?
Really?
No.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just not practical. I think that's just a big thing about it. It's just not very practical.
It's really difficult to pass like between something so small. Oof, yeah, no, that'd be really difficult and possibly dangerous if you were using a knife.
Yes. Yeah, so these two taboos are still huge taboo in Japan, not just a beautiful way to use.
Yeah. So even if you can't use chopsticks, make sure you don't stand them up in the bowl and don't pass things between chopsticks, and you'll at least do something right.
I think I want to share another chips in the future, and I also want to ask you too. Do you really think it's rude to do when I introduce that kind of chips? So why some of Lulu is very specific. Even I can't explain my feeling. Why I feel uncomfortable when I watch it.
Yeah.
There's no logical reason in my mind. So I'm wondering if you've seen that kind of behavior, if you feel uncomfortable or not. Maybe next time.
Yeah, I'd love to know what the audience thinks.
Yeah, maybe we can have a look at some videos too of good and bad etiquette, and you can tell us why it's good or why it's bad, Kumi.
Okay.
But I think that is it for our podcast today. Thank you for listening. We will be back next week with more news about Japan. We are available on YouTube as well as all of the major podcasting platforms. So that's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Anchor, basically anywhere you can get podcasts. We are there. Leave your comments or any questions that you have in the comments below, and hit the subscribe button too if you want to hear more weekly news about Japan.
We hope to see you again next week.
Yep.
Next week. Stay safe, everyone.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.